What's up, everybody? Happy Thursday. It's a Thursday edition of the Faith Room. Come on in, everybody. This is the day that the Lord have made, and we're choosing to rejoice. We're choosing to be glad in it. Good morning to you and to you and to you. What up, Ayana?
Good morning. How you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. I like the little backdrop, girl. You're switching up on me. I was just telling Ayana backstage that color scheme looks real peaceful. I like it. How you doing, Ayana? What's up with you this day, girl?
Man, to be honest with you, like I had a long day yesterday, and when you called me to be on the room today, I was like, okay, let me, prepare myself, equip myself, get my heart right, and tap into everything. But yeah, I'm doing good. I like your haircut. Your haircut is you really
Thank
sharp up there.
you, Ayana. I got a good barber. Thank God for that. I appreciate you. Y'all know Ayana. Ayana's in the ATL Atlanta. We bring her in as our therapist. She's just kind of taken that role on and helped us from that therapy perspective. So welcome her back to the room. She ain't no guest no more, so that's why we don't even keep her backstage. She'd be like, "Come on out and be with us." So good morning, everybody. Come on in here. We had a great session yesterday, and I know that Ayana's going to give us deeper perspective today on our subject matter. So come on in. Ayana, here's what we do every day, sis. We say good morning, and then, sis, what we do is we declare our day.
Okay.
We say this often, Ayana, life and death is in our mouth. We speak what type of day we're going to have, and that's
Right.
really been something we've done. And then we start tagging and sharing, sis.
Okay.
That's how we do it. So I'm declaring a thankful Thursday today. I'm thankful to God for all his goodness in my life.
Amen.
It's a thankful Thursday today for me, Ayana. For real.
Yeah, I woke up with a heart of gratitude for sure. It's just I got a phone call this morning, and I had a friend, and he was just like, "Man, I just want to let you know, like, I don't know if you know like how impactful you are on people's lives." He was like, "But I watched something that you were on, and it was like life changing." And I was just like, "Man, God, it's just amazing how like you really like handpicked me and chose me to do this. Like, I'm just so grateful for life and for the ability to be able to just be who I am authentically, for sure."
Wow. And you know what? We touch people we don't even know we touching, Ayana.
Even when exactly, yeah.
Man, and that's encouraging. And you are doing a great work. I'm appreciative of you and our friendship, and you being used in this season, sis. Just that's all we can say. You know what I mean? So we appreciate you so much. Come on in, y'all. The co-host will be in shortly, and we're gonna get this thing moving today. Ayana, I'm tagging some folk right now because I believe the conversation is necessary.
Okay, I'm gonna
There
do
go
this.
the co-host. What up, Cherie?
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm great. I gotta see your sweatshirt. I see the first three words. I'm gonna go ahead and let God. Oh my God.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
I'm gonna go and let God handle it.
I'm gonna go ahead and let him do it.
That's what's up.
All
Good morning. What's up, Jay Denise? Anna Cummings. Good morning to you. Y'all come on and tag some folk in here today. Cherie, I declared a thankful Thursday today, sis.
All right.
I'm thankful today.
A thankful Thursday.
Thankful.
I'm gonna thrive today and see what I can get done.
Thriving Thursday. Let's go.
Up off my desk.
Your office looks so clean, though, Cherie. I'm looking by the way your bookshelf look. I'm assuming you are. Yeah, it's. I like it.
Thank you.
With that Louis Vuitton purse hanging in the back there, girl. You better testify this blessing.
It isn't. No.
Yes, sir.
Good
Cherie,
morning.
how was your day yesterday, sis? You got all your paperwork done? And...
Oh my God, I did. Okay, so listen. I got the paper was due at 8 a.m.
Okay.
I was like right at the wire, 7:45. Okay. Then it kept saying error uploading.
Okay.
So I could not get it to upload. You know what I did?
What's that?
I emailed my teacher. I can't get it to upload in the proper space. Here's my paper.
Wow.
So you in school?
Uh-huh.
I don't miss those days.
Yes,
That 11:59 time frame.
And so I don't know. So our class is on at noon on Wednesday. So all of our stuff is due at 8 that morning.
Okay.
So, and then I had a paper due the day before. Now I was ahead of the game on that one. That was due at like 5 p.m. I got that one turned in at like 7 o'clock that morning.
I hope you're not one of those students that like actually do the assignment, do it.
Huh? What? What else?
Oh, Lord.
I'm gonna have to put you on game.
Don't talk backstage with all this cheese and plagiarism. Now stop it. Y'all don't get my
plagiarism. I just want her to work smart and not hard because I have friends like her, and then I put them on. They like, okay, like I could do this. So
Okay. Somebody else had this conversation with me yesterday too.
Oh,
I tell you,
I can tell you one of those students. That's why
they said the same thing. You got to learn to work smart and not hard. Y'all, I've been like 2 days, like no sleep.
Oh no!
Because my pastor came. He was like, "Are you okay?" I said, "Yeah." Why? He's like, "Your eyes are so red." I haven't been. I had like 2 or 3 hours of sleep.
I used to be like that with finals, but not just regular papers.
Not just papers. I don't know. I'm the one that want to make sure I say what I'm supposed to say. I don't want to say too much, but I don't want to say too little.
Help my friend backstage, Yana.
I am.
Just don't get her kicked out of this program.
Today.
So we're gonna be like, I can come in today. You ain't got class? No, I'll talk to you about it. What happened?
I ain't got class no more.
Now I talked to Yana and what's up, Pearly?
Good morning, y'all.
What's up with it? Ray Carter, Minister Carter, what's going on, man? All right, good to see y'all. Cherie, they coming in, sis. I'm tagging now.
Let me share.
All I do is tag, no matter what.
Uh-oh, look at this one. Look who
Come
else
on, Angetoria. You know what, Angetoria? You the bomb, girl. You the bomb, biggity bomb. What's up, me?
I haven't looked at the names. I wonder do any of those people actually come in.
Man, you know what?
Tagging them.
Out of all those people, I'm assuming at least 5.
You're gonna say 5? I was gonna say 2.
2? Okay, that's good odds, but
yeah,
I'm gonna assume 5.
All right, Angel tagging.
What's up, Angel? I need an angel.
Angel Tori said they do come.
All right.
Okay, that's what I'm talking about.
Now y'all got me thinking about Ruben Stutter. I need an angel. Is that it?
Look at that.
Tracy Kaiser. Angel, look at you,
Angel. All right. Good morning, brother. Big brother.
I was about to tag Ayana. Ayana, you shared this to your page, sis?
I ain't on social media right now.
That's right. You fasting. My bad.
Yeah, I go back next week. Okay. But I did text some people and just tell them, I'm texting people instead.
Get on in here. What's going on? Cherie, what's the weather like in Arkansas?
It's raining all day.
All right. Rain is on the way here too. It clears up on, I want to say Saturday. It should clear up here.
Well, ours clears up tomorrow, but then I think it comes back Saturday and Sunday. We've had some phenomenal weather, like summertime, sunshine, 80s, 70s.
The global warming, y'all, it's real. It flipped the whole,
like all over.
Is so the temps y'all are getting there are typically the temps we have here. So it's flipped.
Mm-hmm. And y'all
the rain that the Midwest typically gets in South Bend, Indiana. It's the rain that we're getting here, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like it's been a crazy.
I heard it's crazy there.
Yeah, rain. I saw some people downtown. They were here for vacation. They were like, "We didn't know we needed coats and jackets here." Like I said, I'm sorry, y'all. It ain't typically like this, but it's all good. Good morning, everybody. Come on in this room today. It's gonna be a good day. And in a couple of more minutes, because I don't want to prolong our time, we'll jump into the question of the day. T. Lou say, "Oh Lord, please clear up on Saturday." I guess Tracy Lewis got something to do.
Got something to do.
She's like, "Clear up, Lord."
Well, I'm supposed to do a photo shoot, but it's inside. But I still want the sun to be shining. But it's supposed to rain. Because you know what I told my photographer, I said I want to go stand in the middle of the street like everybody else on their photos.
You know what?
Whole track.
I wonder, I guess, do they stop traffic or do they find a road?
You just wait until nothing's coming, I guess. Or go on a street that ain't really traveled a lot.
Okay. I wonder how they did that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. Ayana, what's your photo shoot? You do like water? What's your backdrop? Is it water, trees? What you do, sis?
Typically, I don't do anything, honestly. I like white backdrops, or I like to be outside doing photo shoots.
I do want some outside photos, but I gotta get some quick, photos for something that's coming down the pike.
Come on here.
Fresh
it's an announcement Monday.
There's an announcement coming.
Stay tuned.
Awesome. It's always a great thing.
Yeah. So let me do this, Cherie, before we do the question of the day. Everybody, okay, I just got a text from my cousin. Ayana, are you ready? They want to know, how was your date with...
Oh, yeah. Who did you pick first?
Come on, I want to hear this.
Oh, man, this is hilarious. It was good. Let's just say I went on 2 more dates with him after.
He got 2 more dates?
Yeah.
Ayana.
Come on now.
Ayana. That's what he said, Ayana.
Shout out to whoever the brother is. You must
he got 2 more dates after that. He's
all right.
So Ayana, tell me 2 things that you just liked about him.
Okay. I like his attentiveness. Like, to make sure, like for an example.
Here we go. Dating 101 with Ayana.
Oh, you remember my Reformed Thug? Yeah, that's funny.
Reformed Thug. That's the one.
And he is that. Okay. He is that. Check mark, right? And
Reformed Thug.
Okay. So like he's attentive. So here's the thing. Like if the restaurant is far and he's thinking like, okay, I don't want her to drive this far. So let me Uber her there, Uber her back home. And then like while I'm in the Uber, like if the Uber is like going in a different direction, he'll text me like, the driver going in circles. Are you good? Are you almost there? What? Like what? So like that, I like that he's driven, right? He loves, he was raised, his foundation is strong, right? His mom is a Christian and he grew up in a Christian background, but he is also he's driven, like as far as his skill settings, he's intelligent, but he's also rough around the edges a little bit.
Okay, that reformness,
he's rough around the edges a little bit still, and that's what I like. So I need you to have both worlds. So far, so good.
So let me ask you this. This is a good question. So you're not exclusive with him. You are dating. Okay, but you're open. You're dating him. Okay.
Yeah. I don't think that maybe we can one day do a faith room on dating, because I really don't think people know how to date. I actually had a client call me yesterday and was like, yeah, I don't really know how to date. Like I'm doing this and I'm doing that. And so I had to like break it down to her. And I was like, you know what? I need to teach a dating course or something, because I don't think people know how to date. And then before you know it, like you in this situation is like, what are we doing? I'm treating you like my man. You treating me like your woman. And the moment you find out that I'm with somebody else, is like, well, we wasn't together. Toxic, right? So
who sang that song, Ayana? I bust the windows out of this car. Something like
Jasmine Sullivan.
Every woman know that.
But Ayana, a lot of people though, Cherie, they don't believe if you're dating, you can't date multiple people. A lot of people believe it.
Better date multiple people.
That's their, I guess that's
their preference, but that's the problem.
Exactly. But I'm saying if that's what they want, then stay over there.
Yeah. For
But
me,
don't hate on me.
Don't get mad at me.
For dating multiple people.
Right.
But they got to be clear.
Then you got to have multiple, but then you got to have like the main, like somebody that you like y'all are like getting closer in your dating journey. And I can bring you to dinner with my friends, you know. So
yeah. I ain't got that far.
Thank you, Ayana, for okay, y'all. 2 more dates. The brother doing good, but brother, she is dating. So don't go buy no ring.
No, not yet.
All right. Oh, it's anyway, they coming in. How many live do we have, Cherie?
171.
All right, y'all, let's get to 200 real fast. I think we could do it if we just tag a few more folk. Let's get to 200. But as far as for me and my house, we got options. That's what Tracy Lewis.
Once you've been tied down a while, yeah, we got options.
Period.
But that's good though, man. A lot of singles are saying how hard it is out here in this dating world right now, boy. But
listen,
it's all about
married friends, baby. Work it out if you can, because it ain't nothing. It ain't much out here. Stay in there. Work through it. Stay over there. Don't come out here.
Sari, are you losing hope are you losing hope?
I just options are few.
Options are few.
They are. I'm never gonna lose hope.
I ain't gonna lose hope, but it may be just because of where I am.
You know I said the same thing about Atlanta, but
I would say, well, yeah, I was gonna say.
I think everybody says that about where they live.
Well, you know, we coming to Atlanta deep in May, so I think a lot of people have never been to Atlanta, so this is their first time coming. But I think you have a lot of options in Atlanta, though. You just got to be discerning,
or not, right? Yeah, that part. Now that's what I've always heard.
But y'all ain't gonna mess with that. That's my whole city, you know. It's easy to be single. Keep it P. It's somebody. Yeah, everybody said they mind went to that song. Options are few.
Oh well. I'm trying to pray, but sir, where are you?
Where are you?
Where are you?
But sir, where
I think like it's power in not thinking about it and just kind of like
that's where I am. It's not like some women, that's all they think about. And I just believe that as I keep going and doing what I'm doing, he'll show up. I guess.
He'll be in that path, yeah, for sure. Yeah.
That's your Ruth conference, Ayana. Ruth was working and doing her thing.
Doing her thing, and she met her Boaz for sure. Resembling Ruth.
That's good. Okay, y'all, listen. We're gonna get ready for our question of the day, and then we're going to be moving into our conversation with our guest, our therapist, Ayana, who's helping us fix our life. Amen. Deetra Thomas, good morning to you. Brittany Evans, Tamika Jones, Tamika living her best single life.
Ain't she doing it?
If nobody else, with her Dubai, Hawaii, traveling,
Israel, Greece,
come on, all that,
everywhere. I am not mad, child. If y'all ain't got no
kids, listen, Cherie, it's something going on out in Mexico. They telling us not to go to Mexico right now. They kidnapping folk out there.
Wasn't that the case like a few months? Maybe was that last year?
4 African Americans went there to go get, because she was going to get plastic surgery. It's cheaper in Mexico, so people go to Mexico for prescriptions, and people go do weight loss surgery over there, and they went over there and a car rammed them and they hijacked them, took them, shot 2 of the people.
2 people died, right?
And 2 live.
I think I saw the mother of one of them on the news.
I saw that interview too. Yeah. So let me say this. And I'm switching subjects. I was on
here yesterday, but yesterday was International Women's Day. So I want to shout out all the phenomenal women on here. that's doing the doggone thing. Keep going. Do what you do, and keep influencing people in your sphere of the earth.
That's good.
All right. I was so happy belated Women's Day.
Shout out to y'all ladies.
Yeah.
That's what's up. So are we ready, Cherie?
Yeah, let me put this up.
All right. It's going to be a good day, y'all. Let's go. Ayana, you got to dance with us now. Let's go.
Okay.
Yo, Faith Room, what's mobbing, man? Faith Room, it's time for the question of the day. Faith Room, stand up. It's time for the question of the day. You here with Pastor Nathan and Pastor Sharia. They here to give you what you need to be free. This is the place with real people and real problems and real questions.
Let's go, y'all.
Come on, y'all. It's time for the question of the day. Stand up. It's time for the question of the day.
Hey. That's the song, boy.
All right. So my question is going to go along with Women's Day, but I want everybody to answer. What woman has greatly influenced or impacted your life? Whether it's all the way from childhood or recently, whenever. Now, this is how I want you to answer. If it's say my sister and then put their name, my cousin, my teacher, my whatever, so that we can identify who that person has been in your life. All right. Let's see what y'all saying. What woman has greatly influenced or has had an impact on your life? All right. My mom, that's Marcella. My mother, Beverly. Everybody said mother, Beverly, Lisa, Leonard. My aunt, Virginia, Doll Ray says. My grandmother, Mary. Terry says. My aunt, Vic, Pamela. My mom, Tony Barker.
Wow.
My grandma, my mother, my mom, Narva, my mother, Julie Lanton. All right. My mother, Eula Gaines, my mom, my teacher and mother, my mother, Ladora Ewings.
Mama.
My mother, Fanny, my childhood basketball coach and his wife. My mom, Chris. You never know. Miss Barbara says my mother, my aunt Freddie Mae, my sister Georgetta. They're going so fast. My late mother-in-law, rest in peace. My mom, Vivian Jones. My grandmother, Gladys. My mom, Carolyn. My mom, Martha. My mother, Erica. My mother, Mardesta. My spiritual mother, Josephine King. My stepmom, Renee Darden. My mother, Nora Bell. My mother, Maddie Austin. My mom,
Come on, mama.
It's mama today, honey.
Come on, mama.
Mommy, Annie Turner. My mom. Y'all I can't read all y'all's the explanations and stuff. So if the name ain't jumping out at me, it's probably I can't catch it. Tracy Johnson, my mama and grandma, my mother, Margaret, my sister Karen, my mother, Vera, my granny, Lily, and my grandma, Valeria.
Wow.
My third grade teacher. What's so fast? What's her name? Let me go back up.
Third grade teacher.
Leah Sampson. My mother and sister, my late mother-in-law, Kathy Purdom. My mother, Emily. My mommy, Monica. My sixth grade teacher, Miss Taylor. My mother, Emily. My mom, Cordelia Mack. She's 83 years old. My mom, Fanny Simeon. My grandmother and mother. My grandma, Elsie Fern Brown. Also, my mother, Linda Hunter.
Wow.
We got a Linda Hunter at our church. My mom, Janet Maxwell, who passed away 20 years ago. And my daughter, Tanae Terry. My mama with her bad self. My auntie, Mama Debbie. Mama Louise Turner. My mom, Nellie. My mom and grandma. My grandmothers, Valeria Woodfork. Carol Watson, BJ, Rosalie Ivy, Carrie Beckner, and Ruth.
Man.
Susie Q, my mom, Susie Q.
Susie sound like she got wisdom.
My first lady.
Don't she? Susie Q.
My
I
mother,
want to talk to her. Susie gonna get you off that bridge.
Mother Rosa Curtis. My mom, Marilyn Walters, my great aunt, my great grandmother's sister. My mother, Eva Todd. My mom, Jeannie, and my blessing mom, Esther. My mom, Linda, and my grandma, Clara. 5 generations of women in my family. My mom and her best friend, Margie Francis, and Evelyn Shirley. And Evelyn Shirley in here.
Yep.
Pastor Cherie. You
made it, girl.
Yes, you have always been inspiration to me from when I was a little girl. Now I sound old. Thank you, Shanda. My daughter, Britt. Somebody in here, but I've been knowing them since they was a little girl. But it's a few of them in here. I do.
Listen, Cherie, the girl say you impacted her. And
yes. But it was since I was a little girl growing up in church.
Wow.
That's what.
Anyway,
so I think the mama's winning. Then we got some aunts and grandmas, a few teachers.
Yeah. And I want to say this.
Mothers have said their daughters have impacted.
Yeah, I see the daughter, and I want to say this. Justine Jefferson, I see you, Paula. If your mother is still on this earth, cherish those moments.
Yes. Yep.
I'm talking to y'all now. Mama means a lot.
Good one.
Yeah.
Good one.
Pearlie says Z inspire her.
Z.
Yeah.
My 5th and 6th grade teacher, Joanne Stepan. I can't say that last name.
What's that? I know I'm good with names. Where's it at?
Kim Fife.
All right. Okay, I see it, Kim. Here it is. Y'all ready for this? It's Stefachak.
Okay.
It's Greek.
Let me find out.
That doesn't sound Greek. That sounds more Russian, honey. Greek. Stefanchik. Stefanchik.
How do you know?
Because she said it.
Oh, okay. I ain't going there. Let's go on and move on because I feel that spirit creeping up on you, and you've been doing real good.
I don't have a spirit on me.
I'm just saying you've been doing real good.
And I'm continue to do that. The spirit is on you. Don't deflect.
What I'm saying is this. We're not going to go there today. You're going to learn how to hush.
Yeah, you're trying to push it. My mother and my husband's auntie.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's
how you do. I love you, Cherie. You growing, girl.
Yep.
Y'all do know I love Cherie, and but she ain't gonna come in here regulate.
You better be glad.
And you ain't about to Eric Mays me either.
You better be glad that she laid on that table. What was that you was talking about?
What?
In the church when you go up to the table?
The morning bench.
Oh, I'm sitting at, you know what? I wrote my paper. I wrote one of my papers about that. Like, what was the purpose of it? I had to do a reflection.
Yeah. I laughed about that the next day.
Childhood event, and I talked about my salvation experience, and I said, like, that whole mourner's bench piece, like that. So that ain't got nothing to do with the Bible. Like, why? And so I was talking about how that terrified me as a child. That's like, that's why I went up there. I was like, I ain't finna sit up here by myself, because what ain't finna happen is I'm gonna have everybody's attention. Not everybody ain't finna be over me praying that. Nope. Let me go on up and join church. I don't mean it, but I'm gonna go up here.
That's so funny.
They talk about I ain't gotta read Cherie sweatshirt. I know what her shirt say.
What does it say?
Oh, I'm gonna go and let God handle that. Him. I'm not going there. Y'all seen Eric Mays. You're not gonna Eric Mays me.
Ayana, here's what I'm gonna say. Cherie, I'm trying to, because she got a clap back. So I practice with her to see if she's growing. So the Bible says I'm testing her. So when I tell her to be quiet, I'm gonna see if she clap back, she still got work to do. Now come on, let's start the show.
I think you tempting her, not testing.
No, I'm not. I'm testing her.
Okay, all right.
Now quit looking like that and come on, start
I'm
the show.
reading, honey. I need to get my attention on something else.
Are you ready?
I am. Are
Good
you
job.
ready?
Good. See what I'm saying, Ayana? See how she threw that in? She almost did it, but she always had.
Are you ready? Because you still over there on that. We got a show to do.
A session.
Whatever you call it. It's a whatever.
I love my big sister. Don't little brothers do this though, Ayana? Like I don't have no siblings, so I'm an only child.
Oh wow, that's gonna be my son because I'm not having anymore.
Me and Cherie we probably would have been fighting every day.
Probably. I got one in real life now. Trust and believe.
Did Rod go through it? I need to interview Rod.
Ooh.
How was it growing up?
That'll tell.
Oh,
He the one when he told my mom I put all them dishes under my bed. Remember?
Rod. I'm gonna put that on the list, Faith Room, to get Rod in here to interview. And I'm gonna have the control, so Cherie can't be moving that. So. Anyway, Ayana, we're in the room today. Thank you, sis. We're in a series that's focused on I believe in me. And believing in ourselves. We've been kind of sharing that. Cherie, let's put up that definition again, just kind of a working definition, Ayana. And we just want to talk to you as it relates to building our self-confidence, building our belief system. Because the truth of the matter is, and Cherie, I have it right here. If no one else believes in me, I should believe in me. So let me read this real fast. Cherie and I kind of did some foundational work earlier this week. But let me read it so you can kind of get an understanding of where we are. Believing in yourself means having faith in your own capabilities. It means believing that you can do something that is within your ability. When you believe in yourself, you can overcome self-doubt, and have the confidence to take actions and get things done. All right. And we live in a day and time, Ayana, where a lot of people don't believe in themselves. They don't believe they can accomplish. And again, Cherie made a great point. We're building our confidence on God, number one, and the things of God. We ain't believing God to do some, that goes against his purpose and will, but within his perfect will for our lives, we want to build that confidence. So I want to ask you this, Ayana, you're a therapist, and it's good to have a professional in here, credentialed. What are you seeing in your day-to-day as it relates to what's killing self-confidence, self-belief? What are you seeing as the pattern of what's taking that away from people's belief system?
I think the main thing that I see on a constant basis is someone's destiny being kind of delayed, but not necessarily denied. They're looking at it like there's no hope based off of the fact that things didn't necessarily go the way that they wanted them to go, or unfolded the way that they wanted them to be unfolded. So ultimately, when you have you have your mind set on something, is really right. A lot of people struggle with letting that go and actually letting God.
That's good.
So I think that's the main thing that I see. And then once that happens, is then that's when, I start to get, anxious because I don't really know, how I'm going to pay my bills because, I had my 401k set up on this job and, they laid me off. And I saw myself retiring from this job. And, now I'm dealing with anxiety and now I'm home. I'm depressed. I'm closing my shades. I'm eating and I'm, just sad. And I feel like I don't know what's next. So really, emphasizing the impact of a change that has happened in your life that you don't have control over.
That's good.
So when life doesn't fold as intended, is one of the main things. And also, another one is recognizing that you're different. You don't fit in certain crowds, or
wow.
You go around a certain arena of people and it's awkward because, okay, where do I fit in this? Or how do I present myself? I hear all the time, Ayana, you don't understand how many times that I show up in a room and I'm smiling and I'm talking, and I go home and I'm crying. And I'm like, well, why do you cry? And a lot of times people cry because they have to literally walk around with a mask because they really don't really understand where they fit in the world. It's like, you know, my friends are inviting me out and they're going to this wedding, right? Well, I'm not married. I don't have anyone. Yeah. I'm single. So they put all these different factors into things versus like just showing up as themselves. Yeah. And so that's one example. But another example could be like, I'm around my family and I noticed that, you know, they're all into certain things. Their interests are these and their interest is that. But my interest is more like, I like animals, or I like, you know, to be out doing certain things. So it's like, do I even, is my value even worth anything? Because everybody seems to be on one aspect of the world, and I view things so differently. So who am I? Like, where do I fit in all of this? So that's another big one. And also, like, obviously we talk about this a lot, where I do, because it's a factor. Failed relationships. And it doesn't have to be like relationships such as romantic relationships, but it could be friendships. Like, I've been friends with this person for a long time, and, you know, or, you know, things just kind of just didn't unfold the way that I expected them to. Or even like, you know, my cousin, we don't talk anymore. We grew up together, and it's like, I can't seem to know how to move forward without this person. So a lot of times people are really looking for validation from other people, and they find like 50% of me, I'm holding myself up. And then the other 50%, like, I'm happy and I'm balanced because I have this other person in my life. And again, it doesn't have to be a romantic relationship. It could be a close friend that you've been friends with all your life, and for some reason she gets married and move on, or y'all just, you know, life just happened and you're not compatible anymore. And so what I'm noticing is that it's very hard for someone to hold their own 100% if there's another person that's 50% holding them together. And when that person leaves, it's like, where do I fit? What do I do with me at this point?
Have you ever had to deal with that, Ayana? Just when, and Cherie, I want to ask y'all this, when the whole fit in piece, because I think there's a factor of we feel like if we don't have large crowd circles, we're not impactful, we're not important, we're not valuable. Did y'all ever have to deal with, like, because some people don't know how to minimize, number one, we don't know how to minimize our circle. But do you think that there are some pointers? We don't fit into every circle, but we don't always lead. We conform. And Cherie, that's what we're talking about in 23.
Yeah.
Compromise.
Yeah.
So how do I not conform? Because we're a fish out of water. Some circles we know it's not us. Right? Yeah. We just stay in it, and we want to be received and validated. Any points on that from your personal experiences? I don't know if you or Cherie ever had to do that personally.
So fitting in, like going around people, being in a crowd, or just like feeling the need to have people around you, right? So for me, I don't think I've ever experienced that on a personal level, and I'm not to say that I'm perfect, but I just haven't. Like, I've always been the one to be able to, even when I didn't really know the full capabilities of my worth, I knew what I was interested in, and I've been always a leader. Like, if I'm not interested in something, you're not going to drag me to go, or you're not going to make me or force me to say yes about something that I'm uncomfortable with. So this was before I had a relationship with God, before I became a therapist. Just the foundation of the person that I am is just not in me. I've always been a leader, even when I didn't know it. So
yeah.
That's good. I appreciate that. Cherie, any thoughts on this? Any questions that you have for Ayana? This is good.
No, just keep talking. This is really good. I'm sorry. I keep freezing. And so I'm just trying to work that through. This is good conversation. Somebody said, oh, okay.
There's another one, though, that I was going to say is finances. Like, people lose confidence due to finances. Really? And that's another area I tell people all the time that I'm just so grateful. I'm just so blessed. And I thank God every day, because I didn't come from anything. Like, I didn't come from nothing. I built my own empire. And so money don't drive me the way it drive a lot of people. Like I wrote my very first book with $0 in my bank account. And I think that when you look at finances, and you know how the scripture says, like, what does it say about money? Like, don't allow it to be your God, right? Don't, money is the root of all evil, right? The love of, yeah. So the love of money, right? The love of money, that's when it becomes the root of evil, because that's when the devil try to deceive you and make you feel like because you don't have a certain amount of money in a bank account, or because you don't have money, you can't do the things that the vision that God has given you. Because you don't have money, you can't, act on your gifts. Because you don't have money, you can't travel. I remember when I had no money and I was still making, taking trips and doing whatever I needed to do, because I knew that that wasn't where I was going to stay. And I think we'll get there when it comes to like the confidence and how to transition your mindset. But you have to really, really think about, when it comes to finances and all this stuff we're thinking about, this is not where you're staying. This is just where you are now. So like initiating that hope. And you have to envision it for yourself and actually see it. And then that's how you like start the process. But we'll get more into that.
That's good. All right, y'all. Any questions for Yana? Type it in. We're talking about self-belief, self-confidence, and building that. Netta said, I had to realize I was for everyone, and I'm not for everyone, and that's okay. I was not made to fit in. I was made to stand out. But standing out, it's not always what I want to do.
Right.
And that's real.
That's good.
Yeah. Because it's not even about standing out. Standing out, you're going to do that naturally if you are a leader, right? You stay humble and you just really get in tune with the identification of who you are internally, genuinely. And I think in doing that, it takes a lot of like self-reflection. It takes a lot of like spending quality time by yourself, like how Pastor Nate was just saying, like people running in packs and feeling like they have to do that to be validated within themselves. Spending time with yourself is the most essential way to grow, develop, and get to know yourself. There's been times I take myself out on dates. I still do it because I love me. Like I want to get to know me. What do you ever been like on a date or with someone and they like, well, what do you like? I've been there before and I couldn't answer that years ago. Like, what do I like? Because I'm constantly trying to figure out like me getting on a date with a guy is what's validating me. I don't need that. I need to be able to validate myself.
That's good. Here's a list we had yesterday, Ayana, about building that self-belief. Be your own advocate.
Yeah.
Another one was know your potential. We stopped on that one yesterday. Be your own advocate. When you hear that, because I told the room yesterday, y'all, the reality of life is this: everybody not showing up to support us and pat us on the back. You talked a lot about, Ayana, how you wrote your book with nothing, all the stuff you went through growing up, but you made it. You at some point, Cherie had to go through that. We have to be our own advocate at times.
Yeah.
So is that selfish? When you hear that, what would you expand? How would you expand that thought? Be my own advocate. I like that, Jasmine. I got to sometimes validate myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Being your own advocate, like Jasmine said, it means validating yourself, but also like, you have to recognize that when God gives you like a vision for yourself, he gave it to you. He didn't give it to your family. He didn't give it to your friends. You can't expect your family and friends to become your customers if you open a business. Like they're your friends and family. So, you have to like advocate for yourself. If you open in a business, you have to market that business. You have to explore that vision that God has given you about the business and have less expectations for people. When you stop having expectations for people, you'll expect more from yourself. You'll advocate for yourself and you'll show up in a way for yourself that actually exceeds the capacity of what other people can do for you, because nobody is going to love you like you if you really start really, really loving yourself and recognizing the benefit in loving yourself the way that the Lord loves you, like really like identifying your image to the greatest potential, and like minimizing the impact of what you feel like other people should have on your life and giving that to you. Also, like holding yourself accountable. You know, if you know that you have certain habits and things that don't fit well with where you're trying to go as far as your self-esteem, you have to be the one to like write these things down, look back on them, reflect on them, pray on them, and really hold yourself accountable. I have people that come see me for therapy, and I'm like, therapy is great, and I appreciate the ability to be able to love on you, help you out, guide you, give you insight. But all of this is meaningless if you leave here and don't advocate for yourself.
Right.
Wow, that's good. Yes. My agent say yes, we do. If we don't advocate for ourselves, then that just allows others to take control away from our personal growth and self-awareness. Nobody knows me better than me.
That's good.
Right.
Amen.
And that's another one. Here's another one, Ayana, Cherie. Know your potential. Know your potential, because it's not always about having it all together.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And I think a lot of people, Cherie, they lose their motivation because they feel like they have to have all the picture. That's it. Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I think sometimes if you'll just get started.
That's a word.
Then get started. Then as you go, because you know your potential, as you go, then God will allow somebody else to see your potential a lot of the times and be able to pour into you or be able to stand with you or you know, advocate alongside you. But it has to start with us knowing what we possess.
That's good.
My ability, knowing that it's in me already.
That's
good.
Mm-hmm.
And ultimately, being cognitively aware of what you're capable of, right? To piggyback on what Pastor Cherie is saying, like just being aware, like that, like I was saying, and just in the beginning, she says, start it, envision it, see it, because if you don't see it, it's not going to happen. It's just not.
That's
you have to see it. Like you have to like look at where you are. I remember times where I was sitting in my prayer closet. I had no money. I didn't even know I was going to pay my rent in this 1-bedroom apartment with my son. And all I knew is that I had a vision, and I knew that things were going to shift and change in my life. I'm in the middle of grad school. My son's father is in prison. I don't have no help. I don't know what I'm going to do. All I know is that God has given me a vision. And right now he's telling me to write this book. I have no money. I don't even know how the light bill going to be paid, but I'm just going to start writing because I envision myself standing on stages and being able to pour into people's lives. I envision myself becoming licensed and doing what it is that God has called me to do. Like you have to see it for yourself and see it in a way where if you make decisions based off of what your potential is, you're going to make decisions, and sometimes it's going to be foreign to other people, and they're going to be looking at you like, that don't even make sense. Why would you quit your job and you don't even got no money to pay your bills? That's the potential that you have to know for yourself, where sometimes people are going to look at you and they're going to be confused while you're making decisions. And that's how you know that you're exploring your potential and that you really have hope in what's going on. And yeah, that's what it is.
I just want to throw this in, y'all. Matthew Maurice Harding III came in here as a guest on Monday, and Matt just won't leave.
He's engaging. I love it.
Matthew, what's up, man? And Big D invited him in.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to shout that out when we say you'll be back. All right. So know your potential. I want to talk to somebody. I believe the biggest things is fear of change. Mm-hmm. I said this last night. We did a panel last night, Ayana, Cherie, at the church, dealing with pain. And Ayana, I was in a session with somebody in their early 30s, right? Young. And they're in an abusive relationship. And here's what the person said. I don't want to leave because he's covering all the bills. And she said it, and she was serious. So in other words, you know, and of course, we have resources and try to get people help. But the fact that knowing my potential, I think the danger in not knowing it is that I can't survive apart from a certain person. You know, I know couples who said it, the verbal abuse in marriage. Who gonna want you?
Yeah.
If you leave me, who gonna want you with all these kids? Who gonna want you? The female telling the man, who gonna want you? You ain't no good.
Yeah. Yeah.
You ain't even packing in the bed.
Yeah.
That really mess up a man's head there. Y'all feel me? This grown folk talk here, but it's real talk. That's why I'm saying it, because we hear. So potential for me, y'all, is that I know enough. The God in me can take me places that I never would have imagined going without that individual being connected to me.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So I like what we are afraid to move on. We are afraid, fear. Can I make it without my ex-husband, my ex-wife, my ex-girlfriend? Can I make it without my mama being there, my daddy being there? Y'all want to? And I love how Ayana think before she talks, Sheree. That's why I like Ayana so much. She be like,
I be all in.
that's why you're a therapist. You be like, any thoughts on that point I made? People who stay in toxicity and don't move forward because they don't believe in their own potential.
Yeah. Well, it just goes back to what I just said. Like you have to see it for yourself. As much as like you want to have like empathy for those type of individuals, and you want to like encourage them, girl, get out of it. You can see, things could be better for you, or telling your friend, bro, get out of the situation. Like she's not whatever. Like if he don't see that, it's not possible.
Yeah.
Ultimately, like the fear comes from the lack of self-esteem, like not really being able to realize and recognize what you deserve, what you can have, what are you capable of. And a lot of those things come from, I saw my daddy doing it. My mama and them, I ain't never seen a successful marriage in my life, so I might as well stick to this, whatever, like, oh, at least he's showing me some attention, like these dudes out here, like you really start to become disabled in your mind because you're convincing yourself of all of these really negative thinking patterns, and you're adapting them to your characteristics, where it's like, this situation has changed me now.
Yeah, that's good, Yana.
I used to see myself in some different form, but now that I'm with this person and we're really, really like into this thing, and it's just like toxic is all I know, I actually forgot what it even felt like to be normal to some degree. Yeah. And now that I'm here, I'm reflecting now, not where I was, but I'm reflecting on what I've seen before. Because this person has convinced me that this is all that's going to happen. And you know what? He right, because daddy wasn't no better to my mom, or all my aunties been single all their life. And, so you really start to disable yourself. And now, Pastor Nate, you could come to your friend like, bro, leave her alone, man. She not good for you. You going like, bro, man, these girls ain't even talking about nothing. My mom used to play my daddy back. All he see now is like, this is it. This is it. So I need to figure this out. And truth be told, there is no figuring it out, because when God starts to show you that something or someone is not for you, if they start to steal your peace and steal your identity and rob you of your authentic spirit, your authentic soul, like being able to operate and function at your greatest potential, that person is not for you, but you choose to stay in it because it's comfort. I mean, it's comfort. It's a way for me to feel safe, but not knowing that if you really release that person, you'll get a sense of comfort that you've never even experienced before, because that's just the God that we serve. He's gonna initiate a power inside of you and give you something that's foreign to you. That's my story. So I say things, again, I'm a therapist, and I tell my clients as well, like, I'm a therapist and I'm very educated and I'm all of that stuff. But ultimately, a lot of these experiences that I've had on my own. So
Wow. Let me read this, Ayana. Sometimes you have to take a leap of faith. When I left my ex-husband, I had no idea how me and my 2 children was going to make it, but I knew I didn't want to be abused for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
It wasn't easy, but everything worked out.
Yeah.
Y'all, that's hope for somebody in this room today, man. It's just put up the third one, y'all, because we'll be on potential all day. Here's another one, Ayana. Eliminate negativity. Belief systems, self-belief systems, eliminate negativity. Cherie, that's a good one, sis. I mean, negativity will find you.
Yeah.
Keep living. But how do I eliminate? How do I deal with negativity?
It's draining.
You don't.
Whew. Say it again, Cherie. Draining.
Don't deal with it. You don't have to deal with it. I mean, even if a negativity is around you, let's say you're working on your job and you have negative people at the job and you can't do anything about that. Like, they're negative people, they work with you, but you can find a way to set those boundaries that they don't even have to be aware of. It all goes back to knowing, like, being able to advocate for yourself, right? These people are negative. You know they are. This lady is a certain way. I don't have to deal with her. I can deal with her, and I can deal with her in a way where I know that I'm guarding my heart and I'm doing what I need to do to console myself and preserve my peace. So you don't have to deal with negativity. You don't have to incorporate that in your life. I feel like if you know that there's negative people in your life, and I've even done this with my family, like, you have to set boundaries, like with those type of people that, you know, they're always, you know, they're always being negative. They always complaining. They always have something going on. It's like, dang, do you ever get a break with life? You always got some stuff going on. Like, I don't want to be connected to those type of people. And so it goes back to your self-worth. You have to recognize and see where you're going. I saw myself walking around with Gucci bags before I can afford a Gucci bag. So guess what? I'm hanging with the people that's carrying the Gucci bags, and I'm not hanging with the people that's in the lifestyle that I'm trying to get away from. These people are no longer serving me. So it goes back to just really recognizing and envisioning your life in a way where it's like, bro, if you ain't adding to the cup, you got to go. Like, you got to go. There is zero tolerance. It's black and white. A lot of people like to kind of swim out in the gray area, like in the middle part. But when you do that, you really set yourself up for failure. You set yourself up for disappointment. You set yourself up for heartbreak. You set yourself up for, you know, depression and a lack of ability to really like engage in life genuinely and authentically. I remember times where I would look back at speaking engagements and things that I've had when God called me, but I didn't really step fully into my gifts. He called me and I would look at things that I was on or look at pictures, and I could look at myself then and look at myself now. And I'd be like, I remember what I was going through. I was going through heartbreak during that time. And I remember that I wasn't really able to show up for my gifts. And that's why God kept me hostage. And he kept me hostage until I was ready to release myself, because he knows when we're ready, and that's when he's going to be ready.
Right. Cherie, how do you deal with that as a woman, as a person? Negativity. How do you? It's draining. Just talking about it, I'm ready to move to point 4 because I don't even want to talk about it. But some people, it's negativity is like oxygen, y'all.
Yeah, some people thrive off of it, but as we've stated, it gets to be too much. And I'm the person that's going to say something. Like, why is it always like this? Why do you always choose that road? And then if they continue, then at some point I have to remove myself. Like, as it's been stated, I got to get around people who got my answer, not people who got my problem. I don't want no problem. So you have to make a decision, and that's boundaries and choosing to. I can't control nobody in this circle, but I can control me. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove myself from that environment if I can. Now, if it's your job, of course, you can't quit your job because somebody negative. But, in your circle or in your life, in your family, your friend circle, if all they want to do is sit up and talk about people and they ain't got nothing going, let's talk about how to get ahead. What you got going on? Let's talk about that. That's what I'm interested in.
I like how you give them the courtesy of like asking them why.
Yeah, I ask, like, why do you always go, like,
I don't do
why
it no more.
like they're being on stuff all the time? That's just because that's just who I am.
Yeah, I used to be that way, but I feel like that's an energy sucker. Like like I don't even want to ask you anymore. I feel like once it's revealed to me, I'll ask like family members and
I
stuff.
think I can help. If I can help, like, why do you do that? Because
I'm
there
not-
have been instances where I have said, well, they tell me, then you find out it's a defense mechanism. I got a problem with myself. I have insecurity issues. So that's why I go. And so then you're able to help them. But now after I have brought it to your attention and you continue, then now it's on me to make a decision. Yeah.
Here's a question from David Nathaniel Cherie. It says, Ayana, I'm gonna let you tag this, and we're gonna get ready to roll out. How many lives Cherie still on with us?
212.
212 live. Do you stay with somebody when you express how you feel, then they make you feel as if your feelings isn't valid? Then arguments start popping off often, and then after the arguments start popping off often, it ultimately sets the tone for the day.
Right.
Y'all like how I read that? I tried to put some, like he was saying, But anyway, Ayana, what would you say to David Nathaniel?
Do you stay with someone when you express how you feel? Then they make you feel as if your feelings is invalid. You want to know? Do you stay with them? No.
You want to keep talking. What you're willing to tolerate will never.
Y'all crazy.
They're never going to change because you are allowing it. So, and then you say it set the tone for your day. So it's David, you know the answer to that. You know the answer. They set the tone for your day. So that means, David, you're not able to actually function at your greatest potential. And that's a problem. You want to be connected in relationships to people that are healthy and make you feel happy and make you feel fulfilled. That's actually helping to accommodate your confidence and give you some level of security within that. So yes. Leave.
You can't. How long can you stay with somebody that's dismissive of how you feel and what you're stating?
Yeah, it's toxic. It's going to be toxic if it's not already.
But again, what you are willing to tolerate will never change. When you say that's enough, I can't do it no more, then that's when stuff gonna start moving.
And David, you deserve better.
You can't complain about what you allow.
Period.
Friendship as well as romantic. That's it, Rebecca. But let me ask y'all this. Please answer this. And I'm being so sincere, y'all, when I ask this. Everybody's tolerance level is different. So
he said he called toxic.
They call him toxic. We listening, Nate.
Oh, y'all.
Bruh.
Y'all, go ahead. Y'all go ahead.
Gaslighting, that's a narcissist child.
At what point do you draw the line? I mean, where is the suggestion to people to fight and to work through stuff? Does that exist anymore? Because here's what we say, y'all. Y'all know it's the truth. And I like what Cherie said. There's opportunity, but if not, I'm gone. But nowadays, the only option is what? I'm cutting you off. Bye. And everybody's tolerance is different. But is there, Ayana, do you ever tell your clients to fight? You can't give them a timeline. Or do you say give it 6 months? Do you say give it 3 months? How do you answer that?
No, I never give them a timeline because that's just not I just kind of give them the guidance, the insight. But yes, I think that healthy situations are worth a fight. It really just depends on what is happening in the situation. Like, what David is presenting, how this person is dismissive or shifts the dynamics of their day and the tone of their day. That's a little bit more in depth to try to change or fix, because ultimately you can't change a person. You just can't. You can't change a person. So if it has something to do with the other person's characteristics, then it's not worth fighting for. Now, you have to know the difference between characteristics and actually habits. right? Because a person can have habits and it doesn't like really identify their character. So you have to be careful with that. And I think the world we live in like this microwave world or this cutoff world or whatever is popular. Like, cut them off, sis. Move to the next. You know,
cut them off.
My guy. It's a lot of, whatever. Like, I feel like the world has adapted to this mindset to where it's like, and I had this conversation with my friend the other day. People give up on love because love is so far stretched in the world. Like, it's like, where is it? Do people really like take heed of it? And do they really like talk about it in like happy, healthy relationships? So once you get something that looks close to that and the person is not necessarily like corrupted in their character, but they have like habits that need to be changed, then it's worth fighting for.
Wow, that's good.
Yeah. So how do you say it, Nate? Is it a character issue or is it a growth issue?
Yeah.
So like,
I often say that.
Yeah.
Some people have growth issues. That is, Ayana, if I tell you, Ayana, smacking that gum irritates out of me. Please stop smacking the gum.
Yeah.
Nate, I apologize. I didn't know. Now, I don't mean you don't smack out of my presence, but I'm letting you know when they change. That's growth.
Right.
Character issue is you show up the next day still smacking that gum after I done told you what it do to me. Right? I went over to a table and told a man I was at a steakhouse. Y'all know how they cutting the thing against the plate and it make that noise. It's like a teacher doing this on the chalkboard and it kept hitting on the plate, the knife, and it was making my flesh crawl. And I went over and I said, sir, I did. I'm crazy. Will you please cut that a different way? Because I did. I'm sorry. And I didn't get kicked out the restaurant. And you know what that man said? Who the hell are you? And I went and sat down.
Good answer, sir.
That's a character issue.
Yes.
But what I'm saying, when people can make the change and put in the work based on your disapproval of it in your presence. Now, they can do what they want to do, but as for me, that's offensive. That's affecting me. And that's it. But anyway.
Yeah. So that's the difference. That's worth fighting for.
Yeah. And I'll close with this question. Jasmine wants to know this. This is a great question to end with. What advice would you give to the ones with children? Because it's not just about them. Now it's affecting all involved. I talked to a friend about this that she was going through, but I'm like, how can I tell her to move on when she has children? The kids, man, the kids.
So clearly what I guess her friend is tolerating something, but what she wants her friend to know is this is not just about you at this point. It's affecting these kids. Mm-hmm. You really need to move on. But I guess Jasmine is not one to infringe and say, you need to lead. You need to, you don't want to just.
Yeah.
But it's affecting children at this point. Yeah.
So Jasmine, what you would do instead of like just telling her, because nobody wants you telling them what you think that they should be doing. Right. A lot of times especially in those type of relationships when it's like them against the world, right? She's tolerating it. So she's looking at it like, this my man and I'm gonna stick beside him. So that'll ruin the relationship with you telling her to leave him before anything. So I think that your approach should be more like of an inquisitive, like, how's the kids taking it, and letting her like kind of tell you how the kids are taking it, and then making suggestions based off of that. Like, if she say, girl, Travis can't sleep at night, blah, 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 and put it back in her hands and like, and say, well, so what's the solution? Like, is Travis, what kind of help you gonna get him, or how you gonna work? Like, put all of it back on her, like, and ask questions when it comes to the children versus saying, girl, the kids are being affected. Like, let her realize that they're being affected, because she probably knows this, but she doesn't realize it to the degree of what she will acknowledge it if y'all have the conversation.
And let her say it out of her own mouth.
Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm. So don't tell her to leave her man, because she's going to leave you before that man. I can tell you that for
baby.
She's going to leave you before the man.
Let's see what she said. She said that's true, but it's like I feel bad because I know the love she has and the hope of change. No, no, no.
We all got the love. I mean, it's
Everybody
hard.
got to have a dream, but no. If now what we talked about knowing our potential, but I don't know, because I don't know if this is a marriage situation or if this is somebody dating somebody or if it's a habit. I don't know, like the whole gamut.
Right.
But like I learned I don't date potential. I have to date what I see.
Yeah.
You know, so you can't keep on like if he and I don't even know what the situation is. Hypothetically speaking, if it's a man involved and it's affecting your children, at some point you got to have, after she talks through it and sees it, when she gets the nerve or the courage or when she has had enough, if you did, cut yourself off from him and let that hope still live, I guess, but it is not until I see evidence of change that I will be willing to reconnect. I can't stay through the process.
Yeah. And you shouldn't want, and she shouldn't want to, Jasmine. She shouldn't want to stay through the process. And it goes back to what we've been talking about, about really like knowing what you deserve, knowing your own self-worth, and really acknowledging what you can't have. And it's hard to really know what you can't have if you've had the wrong thing for so long. So she's having hope in something that's really hopeless because she can't change that person.
Yeah, you can't. We can't as much as we person. And I don't know how men do this, but I know we as women, we feel like we can change anybody. We'll give it a chance.
Yeah.
But the truth of the matter is, and it's been proven time and time again, we can't.
And eventually it's going to change you in a negative way before that person changes, for sure. You're going to end up losing yourself before you find them.
Yeah. So I'm trying to see if there are any more questions. Jasmine, I hope that helped. Okay, so it's a dating situation. So yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. And Mr. Ty, I know he said don't give advice if you have not experienced the advice you're giving. Be careful.
I don't know what.
I don't know. I know what I know.
John, we don't give advice based off of our opinions. A lot of advice is based off of experiences.
So yeah, and so what we're saying is and I think you gave a great explanation of it. Let her talk it through. Ask her the questions, and I think that's with anything. Let people talk it through, and a lot of times when people will hear themselves answering their own questions or answering their own dilemmas, and then that opens the door for you to share. But yeah, that was good. That was good. Nate?
All right, y'all, listen, we're going to close out for the day. Asia said, and sometimes we don't know the whole story, so I'll listen, ask questions, and give resources. But all I can really do is pray for others and give it to God. Michelle Woolfolk, am I the only one who thinks it's crazy for dating people to be in couples therapy? People are really hanging on. And it's not.
Think.
Go ahead, y'all.
It's crazy for dating people to be
people who are dating to go to couples therapy.
I don't think it's a bad thing per se. Like, therapy is always just helpful, but it goes back to Michelle. It goes back to what we were just talking about what is worth fighting for. If it's a character thing, this is a person you're dating. So the red flags are already there. You can't change a person. The therapist can't change a person. That person needs to take time to work on themselves before they call themselves like really trying to date you, pursue you, and marry you.
That's good.
Yeah.
But if it's habits, work on it if you feel like it's worth fighting for.
Habits versus character, or growth issue versus character issue. So you just kind of got to know the difference.
Yep.
And John Todd said he wasn't talking about y'all, by the way. He was just making.
Oh,
no, John, what is that?
Oh, he's talking about in a situation if you're that person's friend.
If you don't give advice.
I think, yeah, that's cool. And so I think Ayana gave the perfect answer. Ask questions. Ask questions. How your kids doing? And then when she starts saying, John can't go to sleep, and so like, what's going on? What's the issue? How do you plan? What do you got in place to change that? let her talk it out.
Put it back on her.
Put it back in her lap.
Yeah.
So that's good. That's good advice across the board.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Well, listen, y'all, it's been a great day. Tamika Moore is this character, a habit. I told someone what I expect from someone I'm dating. He said, I'm used to women just taking what I give them. That's not normal, right?
This is what the dude said. So she gave it her expectations. His response is, well, I'm used to women taking what I give them. Well, okay. I'm
Go
different.
get you one of them.
What you gonna do? You gonna change or
Get
not?
somebody else to do it.
Right. Get somebody else to do it. Bye. Because I'm not that woman that you used to. I'm not what you used to. So are you up for the challenge or not?
And Tamika, you
don't
don't
have
even
time to waste.
Yeah, and you don't have to even explain to him your value. If he don't know your value based off of what you're presenting, then he's just not the one.
Yeah.
Kim said, what if you're working toward marriage? Would you go to counseling?
Yeah, if you're working towards marriage, then that means that that's somebody that, you know, you've decided that his characters are accommodating and complementing to who you are, and that there is not potential, right? But there's actually an authentic connection. And you guys appear to be equally yoked, right? So it's like, okay, well, we're gonna go to marriage therapy and really talk it out and just make sure we're all on the right page and things like that. But you know, just be careful. Character first over habits. I mean, habits over character.
I love the faith room. What he comments for me, though. Now y'all so real. All right. Listen, Sheree, it's been a great session today. What you think, Sheree?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Very informative.
Great day. Ayana, thank you so much. Hey, if y'all want to help the therapist and take her to Chick-fil-A, hook her up, man, with some Chick-fil-A. The Faith Room 1. Tomorrow, y'all, please, for debt-free conference seed. Sheree and I are ready to give you an update about that. Also, listen to me closely. Listen, ladies, tomorrow at noon, all ladies, only listen. I'm going to say this one time. We have a special session, all right? Conversation and lunch with the co-host at the meetup on May the 25th, 12 p.m. in Atlanta, Georgia. Only 25 slots, $40 to have lunch. A gift will be given, pictures, and you could ask the co-host any questions you would like to ask her. She's going to be in that space with you. It's going to be a private lunch conversation with the co-host. And we're doing this because you asked for it on our last comment card in Las Vegas. So we're looking forward to that. Ayana will be in Atlanta and you can meet her. She's doing a session on Friday morning. So you'll get to meet our therapist up close, take some pictures, hug on her. But the co-host, y'all, is willing to hang out with y'all. But it's only 25 slots and $40. That's in addition to your registration. You have to be registered in order to be
right. It's not extended to you if you're not registered. So
yeah, you have to be registered. So tomorrow at noon Pacific time. So that's 2:00 Central. That's 3:00 Eastern. Go to the website. First 25, y'all, when it hits 25, which is probably going to go within, that day, I believe. And we wanted to make it intimate. Why 25? Because we didn't want to make it too big.
Yeah.
We wanted to make it as intimate as we possibly could make it. So thank you so much for that. And again, y'all, let's sow into Ayana today. She took out of her schedule. I think she may be close to clients now, but thank you, Ayana. Looking forward to seeing you real soon. I'm going to pray us out. Ayana, in fact, why don't you pray us out, sis? And let's get this Thursday.
Heavenly Father, I thank you so much for today. I thank you so much for Pastor Sheree. I thank you so much for Pastor Nate. I thank you, God, for using us all, Lord. I pray that you allow the words that were spoken on today be a pierce to the souls of your sons and daughters, God. I pray, God, that you will pour out your spirit on them, Heavenly Father, that you will give them confidence, that you will give them another level and another boost of self-esteem. I ask, God, that you will allow them to be encouraged to explore their journey and to minimize anything, God, that contradicts the identity that you created for them when you knit them together in their mother's womb, Heavenly Father. I pray right now, God, that they will envision themselves according to the vision that you have given them for their lives, and that things will shift in the dynamics of their finances, the dynamics of their household, the peace, God, that they have, because we all know that peace comes from you alone. So I ask that you allow them to incline themselves in you, in the image, in the creative image of who they are in you, in a way, Lord, where it is life-changing, it's life-shifting, and confidence is being built in not only their household, but the generations that they are impacting on a day-to-day basis. Lord, we love you so much, and we bless your name. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Man, Mama Jessie, Walter Leverett is in our prayers. Lord, touch him as he goes to surgery. Y'all have a great day. We love you, and we appreciate you supporting this platform all over this country. Thank you. Have a great Thursday. Peace.
Bye.